Okay, so this is the quick review, and we're talking about radians here. And so Algebra 2 quick review. And remember, radians is an alternative way of determining an angle opening, right? We're used to degrees, and we know that a degree is 1/360th of a circle, right? And so we gauge, and we're familiar with degrees. We need to be familiar with radians. All right, so radian starts with this key relationship. S equals R times theta. And S is the arc length, right? The arc length of the opening of the angle. And then, of course, R is the radius, and theta is the angle opening itself in radians. S equals R theta. And so 1 radian is when this relationship is the case, when the radius equals the arc length. So when S equals R, then you have 1 radian. And that's what I have depicted here, 1 radian. So when S equals R, the opening is 1 radian. To convert from radians to degrees, all you simply have to do is multiply times 180 over pi. So if you want to convert from radians to degrees, multiply by 180 over pi. So here's 1 radian, right? You're wondering how many degrees is 1 radian? Well, it's real simple. Just multiply times 180 divided by pi, and you're going to end up with 57.296 degrees. Whoops, sorry about that. 57.296 degrees. So you don't have to memorize that, but it's a good idea to have an idea of about how many degrees a radian is. But you can always do 180 divided by pi in your calculator, and there you go. You'll have the measure of 1 radian. A normal question would be like this: convert 5 pi over 11 into degrees. Well, again, you're just simply going to multiply this thing times 180 over pi. Pi's are going to cancel out. Just take your calculator, 5 times 180, and let's divide that by 11, and I got 81.8 degrees. Okay, so converting from radians to degrees. Now, what about the other way? How about degrees to radians? Well, it's simply the reciprocal. You multiply times pi over 180. And the easy way to remember that is you want pi in your final answer for radians. Radians are in respect to pi, because again, it has to do with going around a circle. All right, so 40 degrees, and we're simply going to multiply this times pi over 180. However, you don't want to use your calculator on this and just punch it out in your calculator, because normally we want an exact value. So we're going to leave pi in our answer. So we need to reduce this thing. Let's get rid of the zeros and what? So 2 pi over 9 radians. And that's usually how we want our answer. We want you to leave pi in the answer. All right, one last one. So 200 degrees. And again, pretty simplistic. We're just going to multiply by pi over 180. Let's get rid of our zeros. What do we get? 10/9. So 10 pi over 9 is 200 degrees. All right, radian's an alternative way of figuring out the how much an angle is opened. And so what is 1 radian? When the arc length equals the radius. By the way, this is also a very handy formula to figure out the arc length, the distance around a portion of a circle. All right, that's it.